Hello, traders. I wanted to take just a few minutes today to introduce you to a very different style of candlestick chart. It's known as a Heikin Ashi candle. And in my experience, there are relatively few traders out there really comfortable or really know this style of candlestick. So today I'm going to walk you through what a Heikin Ashi candlestick is and how it might be used to structure and plan a trade for a stock trade. So let's go right to the thinkorswim desktop and acquaint ourselves with Heikin Ashi candles. And of course, as we do, first thing that we need to do is consider the risks associated with trading and investing. So bear these important disclosures in mind. The information here is for general informational purposes only and should not be considered an individualized recommendation or endorsement of any particular security, chart pattern, or investment strategy. Schwab does not recommend the use of technical analysis as a sole means of investment research. And investing involves risks, including the loss of principal. All right, so with that accomplished, let's go right to the thinkorswim desktop trading software platform. And we're just looking at a 6-month traditional candlestick chart of Apple. And for some traders who have used candlesticks before, they recognize what appears to be an inherent shortcoming, and that is that the candlesticks change their nature very quickly. We can go through a very short period where we go from red to white, maybe generating a lot of false trading signals and a lot of frustration for the trader. So for that reason, for some traders, they switch their approach to what are known as Heikin Ashi candles, which have been constructed to eliminate the sort of back and forth nature, not eliminate, but reduce that back and forth nature of traditional candles, plus eliminate gaps. So we're going to come up here to where it says Style on the thinkorswim charts. And we're going to load up a new chart type, switching our candle to Heikin Ashi. And what you'll immediately notice is a much smoother presentation on the candle with no gaps. So they look like traditional candles, but their construction is significantly different. Now, much like a traditional candle, there is an open price, a high, a low, and a close, but their calculation is significantly different. So let's talk about that. With a Heikin Ashi candle, the opening price is always equivalent to the midpoint of the body of the previous day's candle. So as an example, if we look at this red candle here, the open of that candle was right at the middle of the previous candle's body. So that's the open. The close is just an average of the open, high, low, and close prices for the trading day. So instead of just having the close be the close, traditional candle, the closing bell sounds, the last trade happens, we assign some importance to that, and we declare that the close. Well, rather than just taking a comparatively random moment, the closing bell, and giving that the importance of calling it the closing value, we add up the open, the high, the low, and the close of a trading session, and that becomes the close for the candle for a Heikin Ashi candle. As for the high and the low, we take the opening value of the Heikin Ashi and see if the trading of the day happened to go even higher or even lower than that, and that determines the high or the low. So as an example, let's suppose that we have a gap down overnight. Well, the opening value for that gap down would still be at the middle point of the previous day's candle. But all the trading activity might be below that middle point. If it never gets back up above that middle point, we would declare that opening value the high of the day, and conversely for the low, if there's a gap up and we never get back down to the previous day candle's middle, that middle becomes the low for the new candle. So there's our open, high, low, and close. So that's the construction. How might these be traded? Well, just like with traditional candles, we have red candles typically representing bearish candles, white candles representing bullish candles, and then there's something in the middle. And these are what are known as reversal candles. That's where we get a small-bodied candle, either white or red, it doesn't matter, that has a long wick sticking out the top and the bottom. Traditionally, we would call this a doji candle. But we'll typically see these start to emerge after we have a strong move of a series of white candles or a strong move of a series of red candles. So for example, we had a series of white candles, bullish move here, and then we start getting small-bodied candles with a long wick and a long shadow sticking out the top and the bottom of those candles, signaling that possibly price is weakening and ready to go in a new direction. So all of that adds up to a typical trading approach for these candles. That approach might be looking for a series of reds, followed by a small-bodied reversal candle, followed by, and this becomes the entry signal, a new white candle. So that might be a bullish entry with a bearish exit being a small-bodied candle, a reversal candle, followed by red. So in this case, an entry might be here, an exit might be somewhere around here. Entry might be, looks like here, and an exit. There's a small-bodied candle, but not followed by red. There's a small-bodied candle, and we're starting to see red. All right. So that is a very brief introduction to Heikin Ashi candles. If you'd like to see this topic explored in greater detail, I actually did a 46-minute video on precisely this topic, and we've posted that to our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to our Trader Talks Schwab Coaching webcast channel, go do that right now. This is where we house our webcasts that we do on a daily basis. We do 6 or 7 or 8 daily webcasts, full length, 45 minutes typically. And you can go to our channel, join those webcasts live, or you can do search through our archives for topics of specific interest, such as Heikin Ashi discussion. You'll notice right here, Heikin Ashi trading, a very different way to trade candlestick charts. Now, another suggestion that I have for you is to follow your favorite Schwab presenters on social media. You can follow me on X or on LinkedIn or on both. Those don't cost anything to follow. So to find me on X, you'll look for @CameronMayCS. That's my handle. And this is where I can connect with my followers or with my viewers when the camera's not on. If you reply to one of my posts, I try to reply right back to you. Great place to have an interaction when it's not otherwise available. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn allows for a little bit longer form posts on my part. That's nice. But if you follow me here and if you reply to one of my posts, I try to reply right back to you as well. Guys, that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed that introduction to Heikin Ashi candles. I'll look for other charting techniques and tips that I might provide in the future. I'll look for you on my webcast. I'll also look for you on social media. But whenever I see you again, until that moment arrives, I want to wish you the very best of luck. Happy trading. Bye-bye.